Hi. So today, just to give a little clarifier, I'm very tired. My friend is teaching yoga via the internet, and it's been great. And I'm very sore and I'm very tired. Um, so I have my blankie and I have Veers the Beers to help me, and I'm on the couch. And of course, I have Viv cheering me on. Go, Emily. So I just have some self-care to help me with my project today, and because I'm struggling with doing it today. But these things help make it a little easier and a little better. So, just a few things I wanted to share today. First off, I'm just feeling so grateful for myself for doing this project. Even on days like today where I am tired, I'm also fasting for the health of the world and I'm tired. But I'm still doing it. So I'm just feeling really grateful for that. During the last pose in yoga, my friend invited us to think about our landscapes, and I just feel like I'm turning on the light in my landscape and sweeping out the cobwebs and things that don't serve me through this project. And I'm also learning that love is separate from everything else. That you don't need a reason to love things. That you can love without reason. I usually ask my husband, like, why do you love me? And realizing that I may be asking different questions, like, why do you stay with me? Or what about our life brings you joy? And yeah, it's something I'm having a hard time getting my head around, but I think I'm on the steps, like as I'm acting like love doesn't need a reason, I'm starting to believe that. So love is unconditional, and I don't need to be a certain way to be lovable. Neither do you. So the next thing I'm decision making. I also wanted to talk a little bit about self-care and what self-care really is. So I feel like sometimes we think of like taking a bath or putting on makeup or wearing a mask. It's interesting how many self-care things relate to appearance and how we look and how we present ourselves to each other. It's really interesting. So just wanting to talk too about how many different ways we can care for ourselves. And I read some articles this morning about self-care. It talked about intentionality and that doing self-care is more so about intention than activity. So, doing your taxes can be self-care because you've been putting it off, and like, I need that money, would be nice, and I should stop procrastinating. Or going to the doctor. And it's more important that you do it with the right intention of, oh, I need to care for myself, so I'm going to do these important activities, rather than, oh, I'm just dragging my feet and doing them. So I really liked that. And I want to talk about centering. I feel like doing this project has really centered me on things that are important to me, like self-care and self-love and Christ. And I really like pottery, so I wanted to bring it to the analogy of centering in pottery. So when you center clay, you throw the clay onto the wheel head, so the thing that turns really, really fast and makes your clay go in a circle. I'll put a link that shows it a bit. And then you press against the clay, and it's malleable, so it'll go wherever your hand tells it to. And as long as you have constant, consistent pressing on it as it's spinning, it will automatically center and be a perfect circle in the center of your clay. And what's most important with that is consistency. And as long as you're consistent on your pushing, it will go where you tell it to. So, and I believe that we are malleable. And I feel like I'm centering myself by consistently telling myself and doing actions that express love. And that's been really beautiful. So values, I've been studying a bit, and I'm going to talk more about values next week. But this week I'm just giving questions that I'm adding to my standard list of questions about each attribute that I want to develop. So first picking, what are your values? What do you want to value? Maybe not. Well, you could do both. Like, what things are you valuing now? Like your behavior, maybe it's showing that I value social media when you're like, I want to value creativity instead. So what are you valuing and what do you want to value? And the things you want to value, what does living those values look like? So if you're valuing creativity, maybe it's doing art, doing writing, whatever form of creativity you have, maybe problem solving at work. And what do you have to do to stop or let go? What do you have to stop or let go in order to live your values? So if you're usually doing the opposite of whatever you value. So what do you have to change in order to let go? What's stopping you from living your values? And how would living this value change your identity? So we're always learning about ourselves by what behavior we do. And for me, one of the values I have is self-love. And I'm probably going to have to let go and change some self-hate. I feel like I have created an identity a bit around criticizing myself and being really hard on myself. And that's something I'll have to let go of in order to allow this new identity of self-love and being nurturing towards myself and being less judgmental. So those are the things I'm working on and processing. And thanks for watching. Viv loves you. Bye.